4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Sunshine Restorations are your local experts in fire and water damage and mold remediation, serving Chilton County and surrounding areas. Licensed, insured, and IICRC certified. We're on call 24/7 and we work directly with your insurance. Make Sunshine Restorations your first call, 205-479-2344. Sunshine Restorations in Clanton.
Looking to build, renovate, or simply upgrade your home? Look no further than G&H Home Improvement. We've got it all from top quality GE appliances to the latest hardware essentials. Whether you're outfitting a kitchen, tackling repairs, or building from the ground up, G&H has everything you need to make your house as a home. Stop by today and let our friendly, knowledgeable team help you find exactly what you're looking for. Call us at 334-366-2191. If you're looking to sell your timber or land, Harrison & Sons Logging and Harrison Forestry are here to help. They specialize in buying timberland and standing timber, offering fair prices and professional service. Harrison & Sons Logging will provide you with a competitive offer. Call 334-366-2785 today to speak with a knowledgeable representative. Trust Harrison & Sons Logging to get the job done right.
Choose Ratliff Farms Meat Processing for all your meat processing needs. From deer to livestock, we're here to handle it all with expert care and precision. Our convenient hours are Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. and Sunday evenings from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Call us today at 334-375-5200. Ratliff Farms Meat Processing. Top-notch meat processing for any animal.
Hello, good morning. Dollar Bill here, sitting in for Therese, who is, where did she go somewhere?
Yeah, she took a little trip, little girl's trip.
How does she get all these breaks?
I don't know.
When's the last time you went on a girl's trip?
I hadn't been on a girl's
I've never
trip
been on
forever.
one.
Yeah, me either.
I'd like to go on one.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. I don't know if it would or not. My wife's gone on some girl trips, and she comes back and she's all talkative about, and it didn't appeal. None of it appealed to me at all. It was all tea cakes and maybe a little wine and coffee and talk, and then eat a little bit and then talk and read a book and
No.
The girls can have their girl trips. Hey, I want to thank our sponsors. I forgot to do that when we first got on because I was running my mouth, as I'm apt to do. Want to thank Chilton Mobile Home Supply. Those folks are so nice. And you have any needs for in your mobile home, and you know, some things for mobile homes are very specific. I have one, an old one at that, down on the lake, on Lay Lake, and it was, I think, built in the early 80s, and so I'm always having to touch and fix stuff, and sometimes you got to buy stuff that's just for the mobile homes.
It works better.
Plumbing and windows and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, check out with Chilton Mobile Home Supply. They can help you out with anything. Julie Holofield Agency, you know, she's a country financial insurance agent here who will take care of your insurance needs, and nowadays that's so important. Central Alabama Wellness, they can take care of your physical needs as well as some of your mental needs as well, because when you feel good, you feel better. You know what I'm saying? Physically, you feel good. It makes you mentally feel better as well. And usually they go hand in hand, so check with them. Then our buddy, of course, at Coca-Cola of Montgomery, I tell you, they keep us in all kinds of great drinks and just super, super. Chilton Chamber of Commerce, thank you, Chilton Chamber. Larry Puckett Chevrolet with a huge selection of pre-owned, pre-loved cars, and he can give you a great deal. And right now, these days, with interest rates and stuff, you need that. So check out Larry Puckett Chevrolet there. Putter Up, boy, they're doing great. And, you know, they help folks who are been addicted and stuff. I mean, they're really good about turning some of their profits around to help other people, and that's really a nice thing
They're
nowadays.
expanding too.
Do what?
They're adding some more holes.
They're going to do a back 9.
Yeah.
They got the front 9. They're going to add the
really
back
cool.
9.
I've got to go. I hadn't been yet.
I've been twice, but it was so crowded. I just showed up. Mary and I just went up there to look and to see if we could play. And it was, to their credit, they were doing a great job of getting in people. But we were just, we decided we weren't going to wait. We were just going to go eat. That's what, I'll do that in an instant. And there was some restaurants, right there by them. So, yeah, it's great. So check out Putter Up, Save More. You know what? I almost went into Save More in Brent when I was down there, since he now has that one. But I did go to the one in, not only here in Clanton, I go all the time, but when I'm down here. But I also went into the one over in Calera.
Calera?
Yeah, it was, my sister-in-law worked at that store 40 years ago when it was something else, way back. It's beautiful. They've done a good job of that store. It's really nice. And Old Orchard Amish Furniture, Bruce and the gang there, just amazing. I have some of his furniture on my front porch and one in our back courtyard. I'm telling you, great stuff. Everybody that comes and visits sits in them and goes, man, where'd you get this? And I go, Old Orchard in Thorsby. Go see Bruce. And it's amazing. So thank to all our sponsors. We love mentioning them because they're the reason we can stay on the air and help people here in the Chilton County area. And, that's what this radio station's all about. It's a, unusual concept for a lot of folks that we aren't a terrestrial broadcast. We are streaming. But it's the wave of the future. Everybody's doing the podcast and the streaming over, airwaves. It's and it takes a little getting used to for folks my age. But I'm telling you, young people jump on it, and you will too if you ever, get to playing with it. And we thank you who are watching and listening to us, because our dedication at Piper Peach is to do as much as we can for the community.
Yes.
I mean, you see it all the time when, you're doing all these things with sports and with Therese. We go everywhere we can to help. If there's a charity or an event that is helping people, we're all over it. And there's no cost involved in that. We bring people in, let them talk about their charity, their events, that stuff, because that's what we're here to do.
Yeah,
and
get the information out there.
Get the information out there and help the community. If you can help the community, that's really what the whole basis for broadcasting is all about. Everybody talks about commercials and this and that, but let me tell you, the whole real reason radio is so important is because it is a real connection with your community. I mean, it's when there's hurricanes or tornadoes in our case, and things are damaged, you turn to the radio to hear, because if the power's off, you probably have to either go sit in your car and listen to the radio, or you got to go, your internet's still working and all. If the power's out, TV ain't working. So radio and streaming is the way to keep in touch with all kinds of, and now streaming means you can go anywhere. We've got folks that we see that watch the video part of this or listen, and they're listening from all over the country because they either from here, they got family here. It's the beauty of the broadcast for the football games too, because if a grandmama and granddaddy want to hear their grandson or granddaughter doing a sport, and they live in Kansas, they can't drive to to Alabama, to Chilton County to watch a game, but they can listen when it's broadcast. Yeah. And they can listen from anywhere because it's streaming. They don't have to tune into their local. They can stream it from anywhere in the world.
Just get the app or go through Facebook, and they've got that, and they know where to go every time.
Yep. And my wife finally got it figured out. She's Mary's is probably watching or listening right now. She's fine. It took a little bit. Somebody that's not dealt with this kind of stuff. And, we're old. Mary and I are in our 70s, and it was hard for the concept to get into her head, especially. I had dealt with it with the radio stations, but even I, it's still, I have to ask questions to young people like Baden over there, So, but we thank you for listening and watching, and we hope you'll tell your friends about it. And if you ever have comments or needs, you can always get right to us. Baden's always watching all the feeds all the time. I'm amazed. I can text Baden at 10 o'clock at night about something, and 10:01, I get a response. I don't think he ever sleeps. Last time I knew he slept, I heard he took a nap back in 2022. And that's about the last time I heard that he slept. So
that's it, huh?
Yeah. So anyway, thank y'all for watching and listening. Now, by the way, yesterday, did you see where Auburn, we were talking about the coach situation there. Did you see where they accidentally, erroneously put out a couple of false alarms about campus danger yesterday? Yeah. They had lockdowns and announcements and stuff throughout the day yesterday, and it was all a mistake. It's all something in the system. So they apologized to everybody because they said it causes alarm, when you think you got a lockdown and somebody might be doing something horrible on the campus, and it was all false. And so they said they're looking into the system to see what happened that, because they've got it set on college campuses now that they'll text out to every student immediately on their phones if there's an alert, if there's
Send an
something,
alert out.
whether somebody, so active shooter, any of that kind of stuff, or damage, anything. So they did that by falsely yesterday, but that's pretty bad. But they're looking into it. Also, I saw where Hugh Freeze's daughter, who is a student at Auburn University, said that she's kind of mad about what they did to her dad. I don't blame her. They fired him. I wouldn't like that either if my dad was fired. And she said that they were promised, and I don't know if it was in the contract, but a verbal contract's just as binding as a written one if you can prove it. And she said they were promised 4 years, that he would have 4 years before they would consider letting him go to get his program going. And what has he been in there, 2?
I think 2.
Maybe almost 2.5, something like that. So she's mad about that, and she's been putting stuff on X and former Twitter, and TikTok a lot about how she felt like they mistreated her dad. So, and they were looking for, what was the coach that they were looking for? He was in Kansas, maybe somewhere. Anyway, I knew the name, but I didn't know him that well. He'd been an NFL coach and a college coach, and they were going after him pretty hard. And I think at Kansas State or wherever he was the head coach, he had to tell all his students, I'm not going anywhere. They approached me, but I said, no, I'm staying here. Now, isn't that the exact same thing that Saban said to his LSU?
I was thinking while he's folding his clothes and putting them in a suitcase, he's leaving this, making this statement.
He's talking into his phone. I'm not going anywhere. Honey, where's my underwear? But so anyway, they're still apparently out searching for a head coach. Now, speaking of college football, I did not know this, but there's a college football. Everybody has their traditions. Alabama, you always fire up a cigar if you beat Tennessee or when you play Tennessee. Auburn's got the Eagle flight in the stadium when they're at home. Thrilling stuff that goes back sometimes decades. But Texas Tech has one I didn't even know about. Have you heard of the tortilla throwing?
No. I did hear something about that earlier this year.
Apparently, Texas Tech fans, especially when they kick off the first game, they kick off, the fans throw thousands of corn tortillas onto the field. I don't know where that came from. They don't even say, I looked on here, they have no idea really how it started. But anyway, they took tortillas into the stadium, they sneak them in, and then when it's supposed to be just at kickoff. But now it's gotten where anytime they have a big play or a touchdown, more tortillas fly on the field. Well, the Athletic Association has now banned throwing anything on the field, right? I wish they would ban ringing cowbells again for, Mississippi State, because that drives me crazy. It's like as bad as those Zuzuvelas or whatever those things that, like the plastic trumpets that they get on my nerves so bad. It's so irritating. Listen, I've got good friends that are big Mississippi State fans. Hail State for y'all, but that is pretty irritating. I think even some Mississippi State fans get tired of the ringing, but maybe not. I don't know.
I listened to the broadcast last night, and I think Baden heard his share of cowbell last night, and some other little device I heard in the background. Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
What game was this? Is this a Thorsby thing?
Thorsby and Randolph County. Who was it? Thorsby fans that had the cowbell?
Really?
Yeah, there was a cowbell.
They're
there.
rebels. The Thorsby rebels. Why would they have cowbells?
I don't know.
That or
Sell
it's just
cowbells.
good and loud. Yeah.
Hand
All right. Well,
painted
anyway,
cowbells.
they're trying to figure out how to stop the fans at Texas Tech from getting, because if they do it, they get to do it once, and they'll shake their finger at them.
Mm-hmm.
They do it a second time in the season, and they get fined, and the fines get bigger every time they do it. And so Texas Tech, they don't want to dissuade their fans from doing something that's really big for the fans, but they can't afford for the fans to do it.
No.
They're going to get these. They know they're going to, and of course, they still got like 3 games left in the season, 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
So they're worried about big fines. So
That
anyway,
kinda stinks.
I did not know that Texas Tech would just cover the field in corn tortillas, or maybe corn and flour. They may not discriminate.
I'd never known it till this year, but don't you imagine by just simply saying don't do that anymore, people's going to grab tortillas and stuff them in their pocket?
Oh,
Like, hey,
don't you know? They're going to hide them or try to get them in there. And you know, I don't know that tortillas don't set off metal detectors or anything, and I don't see them wanding people. I mean, trying to body search everybody for 100,000 or 80,000 fans, whatever. In us,
have to get some tortilla sniffing dogs and put them out there or something.
Well, you put me in there, I can smell a tortilla from a mile away. I love them. But that's fun. And you wonder what they do with all those tortillas that they clean up. Thousands of tortillas is a sanitation problem.
Yeah,
because that's perishable food.
Might attract some varmints.
Do what?
Might attract a few varmints onto the field.
Yeah, and you got to clean it up before the play can resume. You can't play on a field covered in tortillas. Yeah. Oh man, what a bizarre thing. College kids will come up with the neatest stuff to make a tradition. Maybe not always the safest or smartest, but they are creative.
Hey, just be glad it's not chili, Yeah.
Oh, I'd like that though. I just sit down with a bowl. Unless it's cans of chili, then it's deadly. Well, of course, I'm funny about. I've always thought canned chili. Maybe there's a brand out there that doesn't, but to me, canned chili smells immensely like dog food.
Oh, it does. Yeah.
I don't know why. Once you can it, it goes to dog food.
It does.
But once you heat it and doctor it up a little bit, it's
okay.
I can eat it.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I can eat it. But oh my God, when you open that can, I keep thinking, Alpo. Did Alpo make this chili? I think Hormel's a big chili maker and some other canned chilies, but I've never had one that didn't smell like dog food. Ugh. 7:33 is our time. We're gonna have a nice day for the most part today, although I think we got a good chance we'll see some thunder showers later this afternoon. And so we could get some rain, which we need. We got a nice little spate of rain, a week and a half ago, but we're still in drought conditions. Oh, yeah. And my yard looks like we're in drought conditions. So we may get a little afternoon. And then again, when you get those afternoon thunder showers, you got a chance of severe weather. So just keep your ears and eyes open and be aware there could be some severe weather later this afternoon. So otherwise, it's pretty nice right now. It's about 55 degrees. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with Morning Mayhem right here on Piper Peach Radio. Stay with us.
Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Experience the charm of Maplesville. From friendly faces to family-friendly events, scenic parks, and local shops, our town is where community and tradition thrive. Visit Maplesville today, where you're always welcome.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust MEMS Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
Garrison's Farm and Home. Whether you're working the land or sprucing up your home, Garrison's has everything you need. They offer a wide selection of livestock feed, gardening tools, and pet supplies, plus home improvement products, all at great prices. Stop by today and experience why Garrison's Farm and Home has been a local favorite for years. Garrison's Farm and Home, where quality and savings meet.
Maplesville Pharmacy, where personalized care meets convenience. Our dedicated team is here to assist you with expert guidance on prescriptions, over-the-counter medications, and more. Experience the difference today at Maplesville Pharmacy, your trusted partner in health.
Let 36750 Boutique help you find the perfect look to cheer on your team. Located in the heart of Maplesville, 36750 Boutique is your local destination for the latest styles, game day gear, and must-have accessories. Whether you're looking for a stylish outfit or just want to refresh your wardrobe, they have you covered. Visit 36750 Boutique in downtown Maplesville, where fashion meets hometown pride.
We're back.
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard that weird presidential music. I was thinking, well, is that a commercial? Dun, 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 dun. What is that? Hail to the Chief?
Yeah, Hail the Chief, I believe.
Yeah. Well, thank you. He played that for us.
Yeah. Played
Hail
it
to
for
the
you.
chieftains. We were just talking off while the commercials are playing about this story we saw where some folks just decided they didn't like this neighbor of theirs anymore. That's the quote. They didn't like her anymore, according to police. So friends decided to chain her into her yard, and they tortured her. They shot her with BB guns and
Fed her one
harassed
meal
her.
a day because she had gotten what did they say, pudgy or something. They
gained a little weight.
gained a little weight. So they fed her once a day, and they had her
And
chained
shot
back
her-
there
just-
for weeks, is what they said.
Weeks she stayed chained in the yard.
Yeah.
Now, the police show up, and instead of saying things like she was, she was a danger to us and was the only thing we could do to protect our children, something that makes some sense, they just said, yeah, we did that. We don't like her anymore.
Yeah. So we just going to
Hello?
chain her in the backyard and shoot her with a BB gun.
Yeah, we don't like her anymore. So we tied her in the yard and shoot her with BB guns. Feed her a little bit every now and then,
Yeah.
keep her sustained.
Yeah.
Try and get some of that curvy. I don't. What is it they say? Nothing fun ever happens on a straight road. Keep the curves.
Yeah.
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 So they were trying to get her turned into a straight road. Anyway,
Oh, man.
you wonder about how does somebody let that? Did other people not see this woman chained in
chained in the backyard.
Maybe it's in the
Well,
backyard
they-
behind fences. I don't know.
There were 4 or 5 people arrested.
Yeah,
conjunction with this,
it was
yeah.
a bunch of folks, quote unquote friends.
Yeah,
Some of her
yeah.
friends did this to her.
Yes.
She must be odd in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Probably the whole group is. The whole bunch.
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are like my side of the family where there's no branches to their family tree. It's
Yeah. They look like it's a possibility there because they were,
that's
I
bizarre.
couldn't believe they were just
Where
blatant.
was that?
Blatant Austin. It was in Austin.
You know what?
Yeah.
That makes sense in Austin. Austin is such a weird town. And, they even have bumper stickers in Austin that say, "Keep Austin weird." They do.
Really?
They take great pride in the fact that Austin is a bizarre, quirky market. Has always been.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go there. I had a friend that owned a recording studio, he and his dad, in Austin. Matter of fact, they were the first people to ever record the Winter brothers, Edgar Winter and what's the brother's name? Edgar Winter, and they were both albinos. Remember?
I don't
Winter
remember.
brothers.
No.
Edgar Winter. He did Frankenstein. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And then Johnny Winter.
Yeah.
They were. I don't know if they were twins or just both albino brothers, but they had a little group together in the 70s. And this friend of mine and his dad had a recording studio, and they recorded them when they were just teenagers. And Johnny Winter especially Johnny became the bigger star. But anyway, Austin was very strange back then. I remember the big thing to do in Austin back in the 70s, and I don't know if it still is, you go to this bridge over the river, and at night, millions of bats fly from under that bridge. Millions. The sky is darkened with bats at sunset, at dusk. And people would just put picnic lunches and stuff and go down and be sitting there eating and waiting for the bats to suddenly, and they'd all do it all pretty much at once. Within about a 5-minute period, you went from no bats to millions. They all just fly out from on the bridge. I hadn't looked into that. I hadn't thought of that in 40 years.
You were talking about bats last week. You have a collection of bat stories there, huh?
Well, that's the only thing I got on that one. Although I have a couple of bat stories.
Yeah, you got another bat story.
I did have another bat story. I forgot what it was. But
a bat hit you in the head. What did it hit you in the head or something? What's the bat doing?
Yeah, I got hit in the head with a bat flew into my head.
Yeah.
And knocked us both a little crazy for a minute. And I think I shocked Teresa when I said I just I picked it up and a bat can't fly off the ground.
Right, I did not know that.
Yeah, it can't. They can't get off the ground, so they have to crawl up something, and they use their teeth and their feet, and they can climb up. They only have to get maybe a foot off the ground, and then they can fly. But they've got to literally drop a little before they get their flying. They can't come off the ground. So you have to release them. And I'd read that somewhere years before that. So it hit me, and I went, whoa. And it was laying on the ground, kind of sitting there, you could tell it was groggy. I reached down, picked him up, and threw him up. He flew off. And then, and then I went and got my rabies shots, and everything was fine. I didn't think about it. It was a little brown bat. That's the actual name of it, little brown bat.
Yeah.
And they're real common around here. But anyway, that's my other story. But it's 7:43, and I know that as we're heading into into the season, now that we're in November, it's Christmas full bore in a lot of places.
Oh, man.
I mean, I was so shocked. It's coming earlier and earlier, and I even saw some Christmas decorations. I swear to God, I think in either Lowe's or Home Depot, and I think it was in August or September. They were already starting to put stuff out.
Yeah.
And now we're in the first week of November. It's everywhere. Every grocery store is starting to show all the candies and the special cakes and stuff like I was talking about, the Little Debbie cakes and all the decorations. And I had a buddy call me, this year was my first Halloween at our new house in Columbiana. And I didn't know, I hadn't had a trick-or-treater in 40 years because we lived out in the woods.
Right.
And nobody ever came in 30 years, literally. So I thought, oh, boy, I got to get ready. So I went out. Mary actually talked me into buying this huge skeleton that talks and moves. and is animated and eyes blink and you can even talk through it, like you're a skeleton. So now I've taken it to the basement Monday or Sunday, last Sunday after after Halloween. Now we're looking. A buddy called me and said he'd gone to Home Depot and there's a huge Goofy singing Christmas songs or talking. And I said, oh, that might look funny on the porch. He's real big.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, it's only, what did he tell me it was? $300 and something. I went, whoa, whoa. I was hoping 70, 50, lower. He went, no, it's about 300. Look great on your porch. Sound good. I said, well, buy it for me and I'll put it out there.
Yeah.
That was Croc, my buddy Croc. He's tight as a wad, but boy, he's happy to suggest I buy stuff.
Yeah.
And his wife's worse. Sorry, Jeanette. I think she's watching. No, I don't know. She's probably not up yet. Do what?
Happy to see you with the big Goofy that he's. Yeah.
Well, she put online one time. Baden saw it. She said, "This is my wife's good friend and our friend Croc and Jeanette." She said, she talks with a British accent. I love nothing more than spending dollar bills money. She put that on her Facebook page. And my wife is happy to help her in that endeavor. So, hey, did you see where this horrible story, I meant to mention this, then we got to talk about flying too. Did you see where this American man and his teenage son were killed last month by being massively stung by hornets while they were ziplining?
No.
They were in another country. They were in Laos, and they were at this adventure camp, and they had this really nice long zip line. You start off real high in the tree canopy, and you zip line way through these woods, whatever you call them, forest. And they started off, and they were having a blast. And then people said they could, down on the other end, saw them coming in, and something wasn't right. And it's because they were just about dead from being stung by thousands of times by wasps. And they couldn't even save them. They were stung to death.
Really?
Just ziplining. So, I see all these videos online about these wonderful zip, and they look so thrilling. Some of them I wouldn't do. They're too thrilling. But, these through the woods look just, and you're strapped in and all that. I would have never thought about being attacked by wasps or hornets or birds. I mean, I don't know. I guess there's a lot of stuff that could attack you. I never thought about it. But a man and his son were stung to death ziplining.
Were they in trees or something?
Yeah, I guess. Oh. They were in Laos, so it's jungle.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened, why these wasps decided they were, I don't know if they were swarming or if they got too close to a nest, or I don't know what happened. But they never had it happen before, but they literally, that must be a hard thing to see these two limp bodies or people flailing when they come in to stop the ride, get off the ride, and they're just hideously stung hundreds of times by big old hornets.
Yeah, that would be terrible. I'd hate to be the next person had to go and see if they were still there.
Well, I don't know. Are there people along the route to make sure? That's the thing about these long zip lines. You wonder what happens if something happens in the middle of it. What if you have a heart attack? Yeah. What if you hit something like a bird or something? What happens if you get jammed or something breaks? That's the only thing. And then, in our country here, we've got some pretty good OSHA rules and stuff for that
plenty
kind of
regulations
stuff. Pretty regular
here.
That way. These other countries, you don't know if some guy and his best buddy just strings some stranded wire out there and put a pulley on it and say, let's start making money selling these stupid tourists from America. They'll do anything.
Found an old crane, got some cable and a couple of clamps he found in the found in his toolbox, and
took off of something else.
Yeah,
somebody else's zip line.
Yeah.
Speaking of flying, holy cow! Here we are heading into the season where people are trying to want to get home and get back for Thanksgiving or go somewhere for Thanksgiving and be back to work on the Monday after Thanksgiving. And you got Christmas coming up and Hanukkah and New Year's. I mean, this between now and January 2nd is probably some of the most flying that's done on a fairly quick basis, where it's not like you're going off on a long vacation. A lot of times you're busy.
Yeah.
And we've got this shutdown. And you've got, they announced yesterday, the FAA has made all the airlines now cut 10% of their flights off. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but you think about thousands of flights a day. So 10% of 1,000 flights is 100. And if you're talking 5,000 people fly, I don't know how many fly a day. I never looked it up. But 10% of everybody that flies every day is a lot of people and a lot of flights.
Yeah.
And so, and that's per airline. So, because the whole goal is to get 10% of everybody cut out. So it started yesterday, and today it's they've been canceling flights like crazy yesterday and today, and it may get worse because now we're in the second month of this shutdown, and all these FAA people and air traffic controllers, a lot of them were being paid some, and a lot of them are not being paid at all now.
Right. Yeah.
And they've still got to go to work every day. They got to spend their gas money. Some people might live 70 miles from the airport. They got to work. They have a big commute. They work like 12-hour shifts, whatever. And you got to do that with no pay coming in, and hadn't had pay maybe for a month. And, that's running air traffic controllers, I assume, make pretty good money. I would hope so.
They make good money.
They should. But now look at it. If they've gone a month with no income, they're still spending all that money for gas and clothing and whatever they got to do and lunch or dinner. Their overhead doesn't change.
Oh, yeah.
And so the money has stopped coming in. So now they're going to have to start supplementing groceries and their food and their gas into credit cards. So when this thing finally does finish, they're not only going to get back to normal, in quotation marks, they're going to get back to normal with debt over their head. May have a house payment missing, rent, insurance, all that stuff they're getting behind, and then credit card debt on top of that.
Yeah.
Woo! It's getting scary now because this is going to affect everybody. And if this thing rides all the way through closer to Thanksgiving, which is just 2.5 weeks
right around
away.
the corner. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I keep thinking, Thanksgiving, it's not going to last that long. Oh, that's 3 weeks away. And they've already been going 5 weeks now,
Yeah.
So, and it's already the longest layout or shutdown in history, isn't it? Didn't it break
that's
the
what they're
record?
saying. We've broken the record now.
So anyway, it's going to be weird. If you're planning on going or wanting to do a trip or a vacation for the holidays, it's a little iffy right now about what they're doing. And the airlines are trying to, make concessions. They're trying to take care of their customers. They don't want to make their customers mad at them, but they got to cut here and there. And I heard an FAA official say they're not telling the airliners there's 40 markets that they've put these in. Birmingham's not one of them.
Right.
But Boston is and Baltimore is. I was looking at the B's, see of which airports.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Atlanta, all the big airports.
Yeah,
the
it's
really
the 40
big
biggest airports.
Yeah, the 40 biggest airports. Birmingham's not. Shuttlesworth International Airport's not one of them. So we're lucky that way. But everything comes out of Birmingham, goes to some hub. You got to go to Charlotte. You got to go to Atlanta. You got to go to and they're the ones that are all on the list.
Yeah.
So you can get out of Birmingham fine and then can't go where you're supposed to go from there. And that's those things where you end up sitting in an airport for 2 days. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah. My sister's in Alaska, and she's concerned about getting home to Mobile.
Yeah, right.
She's in Alaska. She works in Alaska.
Oh, my God.
So she's trying to get home for the holidays.
What does she do?
She's a nurse practitioner.
And she's working in Alaska.
She works in rural Alaska.
What, really out?
Rural, yeah.
Way out.
Like you can't get a car from,
for the airport to Juneau or whatever?
No, you have to take a small plane. She flies on a small plane, regularly. every week.
To go get
So
groceries. And do all kinds
they take her. She got a little city about the size of Maplesville, what I understand, a little town, and it's about like living in Maplesville, of course, with ice and snow.
Yeah.
And then she gets on a plane and flies to a clinic, and she'll spend the night in the clinic in a remote village, and see patients. Then she'll turn around and fly back to her home where she's at. She's actually I believe she's in Bethel, Alaska, which I've heard of through some of these, shows about Alaska.
Why does she do this?
She loves it.
Does she?
Yeah.
Likes taking care of people that
Well, she likes taking care of people. The health care is a little bit different there. It's a little bit slower paced. She makes good money. I forgot to mention
I know
that.
travel
Yeah.
nurses make great money.
Yeah.
They really do. And
she's been there 2 years.
I know this. I know his parents, but I don't know him very well. But he's in his 40s now. He's been a travel nurse for 20 years because he's a surf dude. He loves to surf.
Yeah.
So what he does is he'll work a deal where he's a travel nurse in Tahiti for 3 months or 6 months, and he'll get to surf all the time right there in Tahiti, and then that'll run out its course. So then he'll go to he tries to stay in tropical or where he can surf all year long. So he might he stays south. He doesn't go north very much.
Yeah.
But he's lived a 20-year career making, and by the way, his money's excellent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he doesn't have much overhead because he's a single guy. He's never married. He surfs. And so all he needs is the minimum of apartments and stuff. And I think he's got a deal with a lot of places. They'll put travel nurses together,
cover
in
the
an
housing.
apartment,
Yeah.
and they give them they don't have to pay for housing.
Right.
And he doesn't live a fancy life, so he doesn't his overhead. So he's banking the cash, and he'll be able to retire probably in his very early 40s, mid 40s at worst. He'll retire if he wants to.
If he wants to, yeah.
He can piddle. You can do that if you want to keep your nursing practitioner license and all that up. You can do it for a month a year, a couple of months a year, and still make some good money. Do something a little different, but still not be working your ass off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
It is a good deal. Baton, can we do that? Can you put us up in an apartment and let us surf and all that stuff here at Piper Peach Radio?
Live, yeah.
It is 7:57. That sounds like an airplane. It is 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. It's about 56 degrees outside, going up to high today, almost about low 70s. 71, I think, chance of thunder showers this afternoon. So be ready for that. We'll be right back here with Piper Peach Radio's Morning Mayhem. Stay with us.
Time in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation. Open 24/7. Workout anytime. Now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Looking for the perfect way to unwind, compete, and have fun with friends or family? Then Putter Up Pelham is your next destination. Coming this June. Whether you're a mini golf pro or just out for a good time, Putter Up offers a one-of-a-kind indoor putting experience with custom effects lighting, sounds, and robotics at each hole, plus automated scoring and a virtual caddy to guide your game. And our ADA-compliant courses include special putters for individuals using wheelchairs or walkers, so everyone can join the fun from ages 4 to 100. Rain or shine, day or night, it's always game time at Putter Up. Come for the fun, stay for the challenge. Swing by Putter Up, where every stroke counts. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
Good morning. Welcome back. It's 8:02, 2 minutes after 8 o'clock. And it's pretty nice outside this morning, but you can tell the weather's going to change. We've got a chance of thunder showers. Could be some severe weather later this afternoon. So stay aware of that, because you don't want to get caught out. And, the sad thing is if we get bad weather, it could be about the time kids are getting out of school and that sort of stuff. So just be aware, weather aware. I want to thank our sponsors again for supporting Piper Peach Radio, Chilton Mobile Home Supply, Julie Holderfield of Agency of Country Financial Insurance, the Central Alabama Wellness. They can help you in so many ways. Coca-Cola, our buddies from Coke, Montgomery. Also, Chilton Chamber of Commerce, Larry Puckett Chevrolet, Putter Up, which we were just talking about. We still both haven't actually played at Putter Up. I've been there, but I hadn't gotten a chance to play yet. And they're doing so well, they're opening a back 9. They're working on that now. Save More, and you will at Save More. They got the best meats in town, too. If you want a steak and you want it cut a certain way, just tell them. They'll fix you up, and they do beautiful. They have a great meat department there, butchers and all. And Old Orchard, Amish Furniture in Thorsby. Speaking of Thorsby, I went to a brand new restaurant up in Pelham that I was really impressed with. It's called Waldo's.
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
No.
They've got 3 or 4 of them they're building. There's one, I think, on 280. There's one somewhere else, like somewhere in Birmingham. And then there's the one up there in Pelham, right after you come out of Hoover, coming south on 31. It's on the right. They've got a brand new white building called Waldo's. Right next to it's a big white building that's Edgar's Bakery, and it's a fancy new one. They just opened, I think, Monday. Brand new building. And then next, that's a coffee shop that's fancy looking. The kind you drive through. You don't go in, you drive up on one side to order and then drive around the building and they hand it to you. Anyway, Waldo's is the same guy that's one of the guys that started Jim and Nick's Barbecue, Nick Pahakis. And then he had Big Bad Breakfast, and then he does these restaurants that are themed, and they're phenomenal. Well, this one is, I don't know how you'd describe it. It's mainly just chicken and beer, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They got a huge selection of beers and soft drinks and tea and all that, but they also have some chicken that is some of the best I've ever had. I don't know how they do it, but the sandwich I had would remind you of the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Nice soft bun, big piece of really moist, tender chicken, but with a real thin, crispy coating that crunches when you bite into it. And they have all kinds of chicken dishes and wings and boneless wings and all that.
Yeah.
But it was neat. Now there's one in Vestavia too. That's right. And my buddy Raymond went to the one in Vestavia, and it didn't win him over that much. Mary and I went to the one in Pelham, and we thought it was phenomenal. So if you're looking for someplace you just want to head, and then if you're heading from down here, that way you don't have to go so far up into Hoover and up into Hoover, Homewood, or Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the restaurants you want to try are up in that area. You can do it right there in Pelham, not far from Putter
Putter
Up
Up,
at all.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's really close to Putter Up.
Hit Putter Up, and then you can run
And
up
then go eat at
go eat.
Waldo's. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So, and I will say another thing about them that impressed me: their customer service. You know how you go some places and they're there, and the service may be okay, but it's just they don't look like they're very happy to see you. And they come up, they'll take your order and bring you the food, but it's not like they really are very excited about helping you. These people jumped on us. Matter of fact, the manager, we didn't know. We were pulling in for the first time ever. We didn't know what Waldo's was. We had to go in to see. We saw it said chicken and beer or whatever, but we had to go in to see the menu. But when we were pulling up, the manager was coming out the door with a bag of food to give to somebody that had a big order. So they told him to pull up from the drive. They have a drive-through, and he was just taking it out to the car that had pulled up away from the window. And we just are pulling up, and he comes out and he waves at. He didn't know who we were. He didn't know me.
Yeah,
it's not like he know Dollar Bill or something. He just waved at us and said hello. And then we were getting out of the car when he came back from giving him the food and said, "Welcome, come on in." Just so nice and welcoming. And so we go in, and everybody in there was like that. The girl behind the counter couldn't have been more friendly and nice. They got us the food quick. I mean, it was a totally positive experience from the moment we pulled in to the moment we left.
That makes a huge difference.
It makes a huge difference to me, because at my age now, I'm tired of attitude. I just don't like this either bad attitude or just not giving a flip.
No thank yous. The no thank yous drive me up the wall. Like, I say thank you when they hand me the food. You can,
say something
reciprocate.
back.
Yeah. Don't grunt.
Don't just look. Just shake. Yeah. I actually went up one time. I went to, it was a fast food, well-known Mexican restaurant. And this was over in Roebuck, I think it was. And I walked in, there was a gentleman just standing behind the counter, and it looked like he'd been standing there for a while. I mean, he just standing there, kind of staring off into space behind the counter. And it was an off time. It was not when they were packed busy.
Right.
Matter of fact, I don't think there was one other person eating in the place. And he just standing there looking out. And I walk in and I walk up to him. He looks at me, and he just stands there. And I'm kind of looking at the menu thinking, do I want a Gordito crunch? I just going to decide what I want, Taco Supreme, whatever I want. And while I'm looking, I look at him and I'm smiling. And he's just looking at me, not really, wasn't frowning, just looking at me.
Yeah.
And I kept waiting on him to say anything, and he said nothing. And so then I figured out I wanted whatever it was, a Mexican pizza or whatever. And I look at him like, okay, I'm ready to order now. Say something to me. Can I take your order? Something. And he's just looking at me. And so I played the game. So I just looked at him. He just looked at me. I just looked at him, just waiting.
Yeah.
I was going to wait him out.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got this weird kind of look on his face, like he couldn't figure out what was going on. It was like he was like going, what's going on, So I thought, by that time, I'm almost irritated.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, welcome to Taco Bell. May I take your order? And that threw him for a loop because he couldn't figure out why I was asking him, doing that.
Yeah.
It didn't even occur to him that I was
Waiting on him to greet
that
you.
that would be something he should say or whatever. And by then, that little vein in my neck was starting to pop out. And I just said, he said, oh, and he said, what do you want?
What do you want?
I said, I'm good. And I just left.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't care.
He'd care less,
In fact,
though.
he loved it because he didn't have to do anything.
He didn't have to push those buttons.
So look for the picture that goes with what
yeah.
I'm asking for. So anyway, that just burns me up. But, the sad thing is now, and that was 15 years ago or more. But now I've noticed that all the kids that are now in their 16, 17 to early 20s, who grew up with nothing but phones and texting, have no communication skills and they don't even know the concept of positive interaction with another person.
And
I had it happen just last week at a coffee shop where this little kid we looked at each other for a long time before. And then even when I said, and I tried to be nice, I mean, I wasn't going to be a jerk, but it was obvious. Be honest, I thought he was autistic.
yeah.
And then I found out he wasn't. He just has no social skills.
Yeah.
And that really sad. I mean, it's sad now that these kids have no concept of welcoming somebody, speaking to somebody, being pleasant. Not that this kid was not being a jerk.
Yeah.
He just didn't know what he didn't know. And then you think, well, where's the manager who should be training these people? I mean, a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid may not have any concept of how to work with the public.
Yeah.
But isn't that the manager's job to train them?
Yeah, you can teach them a little bit.
You
Heck,
can teach them a lot.
He may have been the manager.
He
You never know
wasn't,
now.
because the
Yeah.
manager came over when he got somebody else after me got irritated with him because he wouldn't answer their question because he just didn't know. But instead of saying, I don't know, they asked about a certain sandwich or something.
Oh.
He said, I don't know. And just that was the answer.
Yeah.
There wasn't, I don't know. Hang on, let me get somebody that can help you. I don't know, but I can find out. I don't know, but let me get anything other than I don't know, and then just sit there and look at them.
That's the way we used to do things, and then but what gets me, the one that really gets me the best, is when they turn around and they read the board to you.
Oh, yeah, like you can't read the
like you
board.
can't read it, yeah.
But the sad thing about that is they're reading it to you because they don't know.
Right.
They're
right.
learning it while they're teaching you.
Yeah.
And that's
That's
I
when I
worked
get
fast food restaurants when I was and full sit-down restaurants.
Yeah.
And the first thing you do is you get familiar with everything on the menu before you talk to the first customer. They used to train servers on how to be servers to the public.
Yeah.
They tell you how to address the people at the table, what to say, how to say it, when to say things. They tell you better know everything on the menu. They'd give you a day or two, if nothing else, just to learn the menu. And then there'd be daily specials. You better know those without having to.
Oh,
you
yeah.
might have a cheat card. I used to have a cheat card if they had something really bizarre, like something sea bass marinated in such and such, and with a topping of da da da. I might not. So I got a cheat card for that. But I better know the specials, even if I can't describe them without a cheat card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, at least have the information right there.
And what you're talking about, too, is a lot of these people, it's a fast food restaurant. So if you ask them about something, they should know it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. The menus are pretty. We know the menus at all these restaurants pretty much.
Most of them, yeah.
But you know
My
what?
decision is what I want, not what there is really. You usually, McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. If you work there one day, that night you should be able to go home and almost tell them everything.
The entire menu.
Now, I will give you that, like Taco Bell has a pretty extensive menu.
Yeah.
But it's all the same ingredients.
But they just put them
differently.
together different. Yeah.
It's either corn or flour tortillas, soft or crispy, and the same meat or whatever kind of stuff. It's a couple of meat specials, And it's all lettuce, tomato, pico de gallo.
Yeah. You know what ice is the cake on all that, though, don't you? When you look and see that tip jar sitting there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now, bless you. We just had a sneeze. The thing is, now when you go to pay, they'll say, they'll say that'll be $18.22. Answer the question on the screen.
No.
And it's no tip. Used to be no tip, 10%, 15%, 20%. Now it's no tip, 15%, 20%, 25%, and even 30%.
Yeah.
The last 2 times I went to a restaurant, it was 3 offerings. It was 15, 20, and 30. Now, if you're sitting down at a restaurant and you're having full service,
Yes.
and it's really good, I might tip 30%.
You better tip. Yeah.
I'm going to tip
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
If they give me decent service and they're working for me but if I walk up to a counter and tell them exactly what I want, and then they yell out a name or a number, and I go get it and go get my drink, empty drink cup, and fill it with ice and drink, and I get all my sauces or my straws and my silverware and go sit down, what kind of tip do I owe them?
Right. For sliding a tray across the counter.
For hitting buttons on a screen and maybe sliding and yelling out your name, handing you an empty cup.
Yeah.
That I have trouble with.
With an attitude.
Now, I know people don't make a lot of money. I mean, I know
Yeah.
I guess they're making anywhere from $8 to $15 an hour. Some like Chick-fil-A pays $15 an hour starting, which that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's not great money, but it's not meant to be your living. It's meant to be while you're in school or getting started in life.
Starter job.
Right.
Yeah. It don't require a lot of skill.
Nope.
A lot of special skills, nothing like that.
And I'll give them this. They do require a lot of skill at Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
So because they go through training and they have to, the My Pleasure thing and all that, and their service is astounding. I wouldn't mind tipping. There's a one fast food place I wouldn't mind tipping 15, 20, 25% easy because they are usually incredibly polite, efficient, and the orders are usually really right and they're pleasant.
They set the bar.
Yeah, they do.
They really do.
They are the gold standard for fast food service, I think. But yeah, I'm with you on this. Some of the tipping now is just, and it started, I guess, when we were in COVID, and everybody felt sorry for the servers because all the restaurants are shut down. So when you did get some kind of service, even if you had to go to a door and pass through a door, you didn't eat in. Remember when they were doing all that?
Oh, yeah.
Then I chipped really heavy because some of those people were struggling really bad, and I was lucky because I was full-time working, making a decent living. Okay, I can tip them. But then when COVID quit, nobody wanted to go slide back to, because when I was growing up, 10% was a good tip.
Oh, yeah.
And then it became 12%. Then it became 15%.
Yeah.
Now it's standard. People are mad at you if you don't give them 20%. And like I said, they're trying to up it up to 30%.
Yeah, but the cost of the product's gone up. The cost of the food's gone up, so their tip automatically increases. It self-adjusts.
Sure it does. It is, because if you used to pay $7 for a meal and now you're paying $13 for a meal,
they get more money.
20% of that's more money.
Yeah, they get more.
Yeah. And I can see why, if you got used for a while there, especially right after COVID was easing up and people were starting to eat out again, but they were tipping higher than they ever. It is hard to go back to take a reduction, and so you're going to do everything you can to try to force people to tip a little more, and that's what gets me about this. But I think this is going to bite people in the rear, because now if you see 15, 20, and 30% tip, that no tip might be the one you hit.
It's the option. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have noticed that sometimes that option is not very big. It's the 15, 20, 30%. No tip.
Yeah.
Little tip. It is 8:19, 19 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's see what the temperature is outside right now. It really was pretty this morning. You could tell the temperature, the weather's going to change. We had a real orange sunrise,
Oh, yeah.
And what is it? Red sky at morning, sailor take warning. Red sky at night, sailor's delight.
Yeah.
Well, it was red sky this morning, so take warning. We're probably going to see some some bad weather this afternoon. Right now it's 60 degrees, so it's getting nice. I think the high today is going up to like 70, 71 degrees. And tomorrow the high's like almost 80, like 76, 77. Then it's going to go back down after the rain comes through. So anyway, it's 8:19, almost 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. We thank you for watching and listening to us here on Piper Peach Radio, Morning Mayhem, and we will return in a moment.
With an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
Universal Heights Academy is now enrolling for the following programs: aesthetics, manicurist, waxing, cosmetology, barbering, and the instructor crossover program. We are offering small class sizes for more personalized instruction. Hybrid and online classes are also available. Find us on Facebook or visit uhaway.com for more information on our discounted enrollment rates. Your rewarding career starts with Universal Heights Academy.
Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family. Workout Anytime in Clanton is now open. Your fitness, your schedule. We have top-of-the-line treadmills and weights, but we are more than just a gym. We bring luxury and results to your fitness routine. Relax in our sauna. Recharge with red light therapy. Refresh in our hydro massage beds. Get that glow with unlimited tanning and push your limits with dynamic classes. Need guidance? Our personal trainers are here to help you set your goals, stay motivated, and get real results. This is your space, your time, your transformation. Open 24/7. Workout Anytime, now open in Clanton.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
I was about to say 102.5 The Bull this morning. 8:24 is our time. We're at Piper Peach Radio. It's funny how you can still go back into auto mode when it comes to call letters. When I went from ZZK, we were fired from ZZK, me and Patty, and we had to lay out 6 months because we had a non-compete clause. So we had to just be unemployed for 6 months. And then we went over to 102.5 The Bull. So went from 104.7 WZZK to 102.5 The Bull. And you don't know how hard it was for months to say the right call letters every morning because we'd done it so many thousands of times repetitively for 20 years. I'd been 104.7 ZZK. And then we had to go 102.5 The Bull. And we had a little deal that first month we were on the air with the news station. We had a jar. Or no, we put it on the window. Every time we said the wrong call letters, we had to put $1 on the window. And we had these big windows overlooking Birmingham. And then at the end of the month, we split it. And so, like, whoever said it the worst ended up losing money, and whoever said it less got a little money. And it was just a joke, but that window was full of money.
Really?
It ended up being almost, it was almost like, wow, that's getting to be a lot of money. Well, it was probably $100 on the window, And so what we did is I've forgotten how long, it went a month maybe or something. We finally just gave it to charity. I think we gave it to St. Jude's or something like that. But
really?
Imagine
the station didn't enjoy that, did they?
The what?
The station didn't like it when you said the wrong call signs, I'd imagine.
Well, they didn't, but it became, we made it a joke.
Yeah.
Because everybody knew they'd been listening to Patty and me on ZZK forever. And then they fired us. It's not like we quit.
Yeah.
And then we went across the street. And so everybody knows so we turned it into a joke where basically if we said it wrong, and while we were on the air, we'd have to pull out $1 and we had tape it onto the window, and we couldn't even see out the window. And the window was huge. It was a big picture window, So anyway, we gave it to charity, but it's hard to break some of those habits that you do for so long. We're glad you're with us. It is 8:26. It's Dollar Bill here sitting in for Therese and Andy. Thank you, Andy, for being in with me this morning. I'm sorry I'm kind of all over the place today.
You got it.
You told me about something that knocked me out. We were talking about all this stuff with school buses and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see where this man was arrested because he tried to enter a Hoover school bus and assault the driver?
Yeah.
Was it yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, I think it came up on the news. I don't know when it happened. Let's see. Looks like they arrested him Thursday.
Yesterday. Yeah. So it must have happened yesterday
they
morning.
Probably went right out and got him.
It happened about 7:31 yesterday morning, and they went and got him. So they know who he was. Do we know why he got on that school bus and attacked the driver?
Don't have any idea. They just said he tried to attack the driver, and they're not gonna play with that.
No,
that's a felony.
No. Once you do anything to enter a school bus or throw something at it or anything with a school bus with kids, it's a felony, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And
you enter that school.
You know what's school buses? When they put their stop sign out.
Yeah.
Where you got to stop on. Of course, you're stopped behind the school bus. You can't pass it. You got to stay behind it, back supposedly 100 feet or something. But anyway, you got to stay back. You can't go around the school bus, and certainly even people coming the other direction.
Have to stop.
Even if it's a 4-lane, you got to stop.
Right.
Because you don't know where those kids have got to come across the road to get in or out off the bus. And now there's all these horrific things where people just blow by the school bus like at 50 miles, 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And boy, if a kid ever stepped out, because, they can't, if they come around the back of the bus to go across the street, they can't see to the right. People coming from the other side. Now, if they go around the front of the bus, they're going to see if something's coming.
Right. And they should
but not
go around
the
front.
back.
Yeah.
And then the bus itself hides everything until you step out in the lane. And then, so, I mean, I'm all about these people getting really rattled.
Yeah.
And it is confusing sometimes. I have almost run it myself on like Green Springs or these places that have not only 4 lanes, 2 lanes go in one direction, 2 go in the other, but there's a big swath of grass between them.
Yeah.
It's just hard to, you're watching your 2 lanes, and it's usually in a busy area with lights and people. And I can see where if you're coming the other direction, you might miss that bus.
Well, the law's supposed to be if it's a 4-lane divided highway, you don't have to stop if you're going
the opposite
the
direction?
opposite direction,
Really?
right?
Now, I
if
didn't
it's
know that.
divided. But now, if it's a 4-lane highway, like right out here in front of our studios,
Where there's no dividing
there's no
line.
divider,
Oh.
then everybody has to stop.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You just enlightened me.
Yes.
I thought you had to stop.
No, if it's a divided highway,
You know,
right?
Well, I guess if nothing else, it's kind of a a courtesy thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You should
Yeah,
probably
you
stop
really
just in
should,
case
yeah.
a kid
Right.
has to go across the divider
Yeah.
and across your lane.
And he shouldn't have to, but you're right. You should always err toward the side of caution
safety.
and safety.
That's true, because I guess the bus, if you've got a divided 4-lane like that, they're going to let kids off on that side that live on or go that
Right,
direction.
yeah.
They'll have to come around
back.
and let them go the other way for the
Yeah.
other side. That makes sense to me too.
And most buses will probably avoid anyway stopping on a 4-lane highway, but you just don't know about people now. Everybody's on their phone, not paying attention.
You know, I
Always
wonder about these
distracted.
self-driving cars. How do they know a school bus is? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like out here where there's no median.
Yeah.
And you've got 4 lanes, and this bus, which is in the far right lane,
Mm-hmm.
stops and puts that little sign out on the side, which is the flashing
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
lights.
Oh, yeah.
How does that Tesla or whatever coming down the inside lane, so the furthest away,
Yeah.
coming down that 4 lane, how does it know to stop? Do they have
I
that
don't know.
built into the?
They probably do.
algorithm?
I think those Teslas are smarter than a lot of people I know.
Well, they are, but just like people, they make mistakes.
Oh,
too.
yeah, they do.
AI is not infallible.
No, not at all.
Because you've had these stories of them hitting people and
Yeah.
doing horrible
It's
things.
programmed by people.
Yeah, well, they are. But anyway, I'm going to have to Google that or something.
Yeah.
I'd like to know if a school bus, if the Teslas or whatever the self-driving cars. I had my friends Jeanette and Croc. They went to Dallas. I think it was Dallas, and they were going to a concert. It was like an '80s band concert because they're younger than me. And they called for an Uber so they wouldn't have to drive. They knew they might have a few beverages. So they called for an Uber to pick them up at their hotel because they were staying in a hotel. They were going to make a night of it, and then that way if they drank at the concert, they could Uber back to the hotel and they wouldn't be going all the way home and not driving. The Uber pulls up, and it's a beautiful Lincoln, I think, brand new Lincoln, no driver.
Yeah.
No driver.
I saw those
No,
in
it was
Las
a Jaguar.
Vegas. Was it?
Jaguar. Oh, yeah. He sent me a video of it, and there's the Jaguar symbol in the middle of the steering wheel and nobody there. And they said it was amazingly good. It stuck right to the speed limit. The only thing is it takes turns sharper and faster than a human probably
Really?
would. Yeah, he said, because they really had it was fine and real nice drive, smooth. They were fascinated, they were videoing it.
Yeah.
Just they were in the back seat, and nobody up front. And the steering wheel's turning.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Turn signal. Yeah, he said it's freaky, but it turns a little quicker, and it would make them slide. They could really feel the centrifugal force when it turned more than if a human was doing it. It didn't have that fine touch of knowing that you're kind of overstressing people in the back. And so they said it was fine. And so when they pulled up to the venue, which was like a huge concert venue, people came running over videoing because they saw nobody driving.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful big Jaguar.
Yeah.
And but he said it was freaky because they drove a good ways and through a real downtown Dallas. You can imagine.
That's really cool, though, I saw some in Vegas when I was out there, and I was like, I really want to go for a ride in one of those.
Yeah. They said this one was looked like just a really kind of a pretty big Jaguar. I thought they all had like extra cameras and would look kind of weird, like not like a. This one looked like a normal car that
Google
just didn't
car
have a
or
human.
whatever.
Yeah. So it's like these freaky Google cars you see. Have you ever seen a Google car?
Oh yeah, all the devices
Got
on
these
top.
things on top on a tower looking around and weird cameras on the trunk and on the
Yeah.
it's weird. You know it's a Google car.
Oh, you know it is when you see it. Yeah.
What's funny is there was you see some of these things, these memes where somebody would there was a woman that was just about naked. She was an older, stout woman, a woman of some heft and girth,
Yeah.
and was wearing a tiny bikini. And I forgot what she had, a dog in one hand and maybe it seemed like maybe either a drink or even maybe like a pop, not a popsicle, a cone, an ice cream cone. And weird looking, lady.
Yeah.
And her friend's taking a picture of her at the beach, and right behind her, you can see a Google car going by.
Yeah.
They then went on Google and found the picture of that woman, and you can see the woman from the Google picture holding the dog, and the lady taking friend taking a picture of her.
That's crazy.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We've already had some people that looked up their own house on Google Maps, and found they were at work and found somebody else's car in the driveway in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And that marriage got ended quick. So, I mean, it's this thing about cameras being everywhere is great for crime stuff and missing persons because they can almost track things from house to house. But if you're doing something wrong or just the privacy matters.
Yeah,
a
it's
little
a big
weird.
privacy thing. To
China
me.
supposedly now has facial recognition for just about every one of its billion people because they got so many cameras out that everyone's being watched all the time. And with this massive amount of data now that can be collected in these data centers, they literally have the identity of every single human being in China that's ever been in public in any way.
Yeah. And somehow or another they'll punish you if you don't, stay in your lane, I guess I'll say.
I think that's exactly what, of course, in China, that's exactly what it's for, is control of the people.
Right.
And to nip things in the bud, so to speak, if it looks like you're trying to start any trouble.
Give any pushback or anything.
That is scary to think that, and of course, we've got the same thing here. We just don't think about it. We got Social Security numbers if we're legal or whatever.
Yeah.
Your every picture you've ever put on the internet or you've been in on the internet, they've got that somewhere in a database with your name on it.
Yeah.
Every time you go in and out of a store, anytime you get out on a public street,
well,
they're doing the same thing. It's just people don't think about it.
They've got
You're carrying your phone around with you everywhere you go, so
it's
they know
tracking.
everywhere you've been every day for the last 10 years.
They've got all these flock cameras now too.
The what?
The flock cameras. They capture everything. They're all over the place.
They're
People don't
everywhere.
realize it, but they're everywhere.
Everywhere.
And they're capturing tag data, all that information, where you're driving, how much you're driving, and everything else.
Which again is amazing when it comes to tracking missing people or kidnapped people or bank robbers or whatever.
Yeah.
That is amazing. But just a regular Joe, and they can, you find out sometimes when people are killed or commit suicide or anything like that, and they do an investigation, they can plot just about everything about where you've been and where you've gone and how long you were there.
Yeah.
Which is, again, it can be used for good, but it also is creepy.
Yeah, it
is. A little
is.
creepy. And now, now they're solving all these murder crimes almost exclusively with cell phone data.
Yeah. And we just about don't, but we don't have any privacy hardly anymore.
No.
None.
Yeah, I think, it's funny how sometimes these people will, they'll come up with these elaborate things to steal something or whatever, and they don't even think about the fact that cell phones in their back pocket the whole time tracking who they are.
We know
and
you
where
were
they
here.
are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We know you were here.
Yeah. Oh, they know.
And the other thing is those cell phones, whether they realize it or not, are constantly taking, video and audio. They're
Oh yeah. Well,
they're collecting all the time.
we have a joke at our house. I have one of those Alexa, Echoes, the big one that sounds.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the music coming out of it's beautiful. It's wonderful. And then I got one of the little dots,
Yeah.
and it's pretty amazing for its size too.
Oh, yeah.
But it's always listening. People don't. You think about it. If all you got to do is say the name, what starts with an A.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say it because it'll set people's off if they're playing this in a room. But you just say her name and she responds.
Yeah.
Well, that means it's got to be listening all the time, hearing everything you're talking about. It just responds when it hears the name that sets it off, right?
Yeah.
And you same thing with, Siri or Alexa, whatever.
Yeah.
So they're listening to everything. And the joke was a couple of years ago was you could sit there and talk to your wife or husband about, let's say, a child's toy for coming up for Christmas, a baby boo-boo doll.
Yeah.
And you say, you think we ought to get her a baby boo-boo doll? And he'll say, I don't know. Are they hot? Are they easy to get? Whatever. Just talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly, the next day, all these ads start popping up in your phone from the baby boo-boo doll and where you can get one.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're not listening until you say the name. The name just activates a response. Everything's being recorded.
Yeah, you and I can ride down the road. Probably something we discussed today will pop up in somehow or another in an advertisement
it will, in a feed.
or
You're right.
some kind of feed.
It makes we were joking, me and a buddy, after we'd had a few adult beverages and cigar, that what if you just as a joke sit there and talk about harming a public official or something, would the FBI suddenly come to your door one day?
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things I almost want to try it, but I don't want to try it. Because I don't want that on my...
You don't want to deal with that.
No, I don't want to deal with it. And I'd only be doing it as an experiment. I certainly wouldn't mean anything by it. But then what happens when they have you recorded saying it?
Yeah.
And then you got to say, well, I was just joking. Well, you can't joke about some of those things. They don't take a joke.
So really, you don't even have privacy in your own home.
You don't. If you've got those
or you can
things. And like you said, and I had never really thought about it, but this phone, even though it's sitting there, it looks inert. It just shows me the time, 8:41,
Yeah.
It's listening to everything we've said since we've been in this room this morning. I don't know if it goes anywhere, because I'm not broadcast. I mean, it's not. I'm not using the phone, but it is still pinging a tower constantly.
Yeah.
GPS has not stopped working. So, is audio and video still going somewhere from this phone?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it is.
If I point it around the room, is that going? Does somebody see that somewhere?
I think it's gathering data. Yeah, because
but I'm not on my cell phone.
One reason I come up with that theory is, you remember, it kind of hit me that time. There was a young lady in California that I think she drove to Utah or somewhere and killed her boyfriend. Maybe she went to California and killed him. But then all of a sudden they had photos of her. The police got photos of her killing him in the shower.
No way.
Had her there, yeah. But then they were like, well, she was accidentally taking photos while she was killing him in the shower. And I'm like, no. She wasn't accidentally taking photos while she was killing him in the shower.
No.
That data was somewhere and they got it. And that's happened 2 or 3 times. You remember the big case with the lawyer where in North Carolina or South Carolina, where he killed his son and wife. And they accidentally recorded some audio of him in there.
Right.
I don't think they accidentally recorded that audio.
They just don't want you to know what they're actually collecting.
Yeah. Call me a conspiracy theorist if you want to, but I think
you're right. I mean, so much of that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, how do they come up? We know that they do know where you are at all times because of the GPS pinging.
Oh yeah.
And they can tell that not only from GPS, they can tell it from what tower pinged your phone for any length of time. So they can go back and just look at where your hand, because I don't know if people understand the way cell phones work. As you move around, you're several different towers is getting your signal, and they are figuring out which one has the strongest signal, and it dominates until you move to another tower. And they're always checking to see which is the predominant tower, and they're moving you to it or claiming it. And so they're pinging along. So you're literally hopscotching from tower to tower to tower, even if you're just driving around town. So they can tell pretty closely within a few blocks of where you are, even if you don't have GPS. It's strictly the radio telemetry being triangulated.
Yeah.
So even if you turn your GPS completely off your phone, I don't know, I guess you can do that. I don't know if you can or can't. But if you can, they still know.
Oh, they
pretty
still
much where
got you.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they can follow you on a timeline. So, it's these people that go out in the woods, and a lot of times that people that get lost in the forest or in these national, they find them strictly by their cell phone signal.
Yeah.
So it's good and bad, but it is, again, a little bit creepy.
It is real
that
creepy.
they can do this stuff, and that we have no idea the extent. We think we know, like you said, conspiracy, but I'll bet you they can do stuff that would
blow our minds.
minds.
Yeah.
I know that there's supposedly that they can fly over your house, over a neighborhood in a helicopter or I think it's got to be a helicopter, low and slow, but it can read everything that's on the drive on your computer from flying over your house. Somehow I don't know how that works, but that's
I guarantee
I don't know how
you.
a lot of
Yeah.
stuff works.
Nothing shocks me anymore. Somebody told me 15 or 20 years ago they can hear you through your cell phone, and I told them they were crazy.
No, I think you're right.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong at
Yeah.
that time.
I think we just assumed
Yeah.
that
15,
it's
20 years
dead
ago.
until you activate it, but it's not.
15 or 20 years ago, though, it never crossed our mind
No.
that somebody would be listening to us on that device.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Or could
Yeah.
be listening. And it's obviously probably being recorded somewhere.
Yeah.
Because now we've got these data centers that are the size of 2 Walmart supercenters.
yeah.
Nothing. And, these they're building a data center up near Huntsville, I think it
They're
is.
trying to put one in near Bessemer, too. Over in
And
that
they
area.
were trying,
Yeah.
but the reason they can't, they're having trouble with the one in Bessemer because they're going to have to build their own power station to power it,
Yeah.
because it uses 20,000 homes of power every day. Like the same amount of power it takes to give 20,000 homes full power takes that one data center every day. And so now they're even developing these tiny nuclear reactors, little ones the size of like a cooler. I mean, the whole
produce
reactor is like
power.
the size of a
Really?
cooler. Yeah, there's a name for it, like micro something nuclear power. But anyway, they're having to do that because there's just not enough power. A lot of these new data centers are going near hydroelectric dams and stuff, so they can feed off
Grab the power.
directly from that
Yeah.
before it goes to the houses and stuff.
The people up in that area, and it's not exactly Bessemer, but it's in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
I know they're really fighting that thing.
Yeah, McCalla, isn't that something like that?
Maybe it's
I think it's McCalla.
But I'm looking at it going, what are they going to interrupt your nice peaceful life up here? What do we?
Well, the thing is, you got to look at there is that much power being put in, and it's got to keep the power. That's what keeps it holding memory and stuff. It's massive.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really provide that many jobs.
Yeah. Right.
Because all it takes really is maintenance people.
Right.
It takes a few guys that know how to maintenance everything. The thing is pretty much runs it's autonomous.
Yeah.
And you need just a few people. So it's not like it brings in a lot of jobs, except I guess it does to the power company.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because that's a huge amount of power being used for that purpose.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It is.
This, it's like probably like I remember when I in the late 60s, early 70s, like 71, I sat down, I had to do a project at school, and I had to interview somebody over the age of 75.
Mm-hmm.
I had to interview two interviews. One was from a man or woman under the age of 25 and a man or woman over the age of 75. Mm-hmm. And it was basically the same interview, but you had to see the difference in the age.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting down with my grandfather, my mother's dad, my grandfather on my mother's side, and he said he'd happily sit down. Now, he grew up in West Virginia He was the one that was part of the Hatfield-McCoy feud.
Yeah.
He was on the Hatfield-Vance side. And he sat there, and I talked to him and asked the same questions I pretty much was going to ask a 22-year-old. And there were things like he recalled things like the first time he ever saw a motor vehicle,
That's neat.
a car.
Yeah.
Because he was born 1890 something, and they didn't have cars up in the West Virginia. So he remembers when he saw his first car. He sure remembers when he saw his first airplane. Because remember, the Wright brothers didn't even start flying until, what was it, 1903 or 4?
Yeah, 3 or 4 is what I was thinking. Yeah.
And so he was in his 20s before he saw an airplane. And it wasn't up close, you know.
Yeah.
It was a Jenny or something. He was in World War I. And I remember and then yet, even though he had grown up in horse and buggy era, literally, they had horses and mules on their little farm. They didn't have a motor vehicle till the 20s.
Yeah. No tractor.
No, they didn't have a tractor.
Yeah.
You had a mule.
Yeah.
And the mule kicked one of my great uncles and disfigured him, you know. Anyway, he also saw Neil Armstrong walk on the moon.
Yeah.
You know, he went from seeing this fragile Wright Flyer or Jenny or something like that made out of paper and bamboo and that kind of stuff to seeing jets, you know, high-performance World War II aircraft.
Yeah.
When World War II hit, he was in his 40s. He then saw jets. He flew to Spain on a DC-9 or something when he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
Flew on a jet airliner. And he saw, in 69, he saw men walking on the moon. And I remember we talked about all that stuff. And I'm like that now. And I realized I was talking to somebody the other day, and we were talking about rotary dial phones, which anybody under the age of 50 has never used one. They may have seen them.
Yeah.
Probably never used one.
Yeah,
That's
we
all
had
I
'em.
knew my
Yeah.
whole life. I saw my first touch-tone phone in 1964 at the New York World's Fair. They were debuting touch-tone phones.
Really?
Yeah. And I got to make a free long-distance call anywhere I wanted. And I was in New York
That was
with
a
a
big
friend and
deal.
his mom, and I called home.
That was a big deal then. A long distance call.
Yeah, it was
You better not
expensive,
call
too.
long distance.
No,
Yeah.
no, you didn't. It was expensive. And because when I'd call home, I'd have to put money in a you couldn't call from a regular phone unless you call collect.
Yeah.
And nobody knows what call collect means now, but you know, the operator would call your parents' house. Somebody'd say hello, and they go, "We have a collect call from Mr. Bill Lawson Jr. Do you accept the charges?" You know, and then they'd say, "Yeah," and we'd talk, and it'd be like $3 for a minute or something like that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Nobody remembers that if you're
No.
don't even know it. Don't know life without a cell phone.
Right. And instant data, everything
Computers.
else. Yeah.
I bought my first computer in like 81. I built it myself. It was a 186. Then I built a 286, a 386. Then I started buying them. And then I remember when I had to learn basic operating language. And then they started putting out Windows. Gates created Windows. And then I went to Macintoshes.
Yeah.
It's just the weirdest thing that I never, when my granddaddy would talk about 35 cents would buy you a week of groceries or something, you thought, that isn't true. There's no way. I just saw a picture. Do you remember Britling Cafeteria?
I don't remember that.
It was a big line of cafeterias that started in the teens in Birmingham and was a mainstay of downtown. It was a cafeteria, line, Britlings. I saw a picture of the Britlings in downtown Birmingham about half a block away from the Alabama Theater. I don't know what year it was, but the cars looked like 30s, late 30s, early 40s. And it said they were advertising that you could have the new super supper plate, full supper plate, 16 cents.
Yeah.
16 cents for an entire dinner.
An entire meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I remember standing with I had a Volkswagen, 1971 Super Beetle. I was in Tuscaloosa going to college, And I remember standing there with the nozzle in the gas tank, and I was still listening. I had the radio up loud, so I was listening to the radio while I was pumping gas. And it was about the time the embargo hit. This might have been more like 74 maybe. But anyway,
Yeah.
the embargo was about to hit, and they were predicting that in the future, gas could go as high as $1 a gallon.
Yeah.
And I remember saying, there's no way.
Yeah.
And I looked up and said, what am I paying? And it was 16 cents a gallon for, I'm sure it was regular.
Yeah.
Back then, there were only two types of gas anyway, regular and ethyl.
Yeah.
Something it had ethylene in it or something. That was the fancy gas. You had regular gas with lead, leaded,
Yeah, leaded gas.
and unleaded, which was ethyl.
Okay. Yeah.
So 16 cents a gallon. And I just remember sitting there musing because I had actually gone through my car in the ash. I didn't smoke, so my ashtray usually had pennies, nickels, dimes in it where I'd throw my change.
Yeah.
And I remember getting it all out so I could go up with a handful of change and about
Pay for
$3
gas.
worth of gas.
Yeah.
$3 worth of gas was,
A full tank.
yeah, I'd fill it up almost.
Yeah.
And now I just pray to God it's not going over $70, $60 when I fill up. My wife's car you're only supposed to put the high-end
Premium.
stuff, the 90 whatever percent.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
91, 93,
93
whatever.
or something, yeah. And mine, I put the lowest gas I can get in anything I drive it. I've never had a problem. But she demands that if it's her car, she wants the stuff that says to put in premium. And I've put $70 worth of gas in her car, and it's not even a big gas. My truck has like a 30-gallon gas tank in it, and that would be hideous.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be over $100 to fill that thing up.
I fill one of those up about twice a week.
I do mine at least twice, because I'm putting a lot of miles
Yeah,
on the
oh,
car
yeah.
driving. So anyway, it's 8:56, 4 minutes away from 9. We're about to wrap up here today. Again, watch out this afternoon because we're going to have a chance of thunder showers. Some could be. They're saying that we could have tornado activity or something like that if it gets warm enough that it fires those cells up this afternoon. So
Yeah.
just be weather aware.
Oh, yeah.
What are you going to do this weekend, Andy?
I've got a lamb show Saturday.
Got a what?
Lamb show, sheep show, where my daughter shows sheep.
I forgot she was a
Yeah,
sheep shower.
so we're doing that, and then I'm going to
How many sheep does a sheep shower show if a sheep shower could show sheep?
They'll show a lot of sheep.
She does show a
6
lot?
sheep, sometimes 4 sheep, sometimes
No
2.
way. You got
yeah.
that many?
Yeah, well, we're down now because we've had bad luck this year with sheep. But
How do you have bad
we
luck
got
with sheep?
2. They get sick, they die,
Are sheep fragile?
Apparently this year they're very fragile.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
You think of sheep, they've been around for thousands of years.
Yeah.
You think about Jesus and sheep herders
Yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. And you would think, well, they must be pretty hardy if they've been able to live in like
Yeah.
they do.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Yeah. You would think they would be, but these sheep are, I don't know.
What kind of sheep are they? They have
They're black-faced. They're just black-faced or black-faced hybrid sheep. Yeah. They're
blackface.
Just,
Is that how you? Is that their really?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
other kind of sheep are there?
white-faced. There's naturals, what we call them,
Really?
The naturals one's kind of black all over, really pretty, yeah.
What's the kind that you shear and they make wool?
I don't know which ones they use. All of ours have wool, and we shear them, but we don't do anything with the wool.
What you
No
don't
real
you
use
throw it
for that.
away?
Yeah, no real use for that little bit of wool. You just shovel it up and throw it away.
You don't stuff a pillow with it, or
No, I'm trying to find it. It'd probably be a hot pillow.
yeah, wool would be great. Be
Wool
great for
is
the winter.
warm. Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
what do they look? What do they do when they? What do you show sheep? Do they just look at them? I mean,
Yeah,
they have
you-
to
you-
learn tricks. Do they have to?
No, you walk it out and you set it up in a certain fashion. And place its legs properly and everything.
Kind of like a dog show, then.
Yeah, it is. It's like a dog show with sheep. Yeah.
Do you walk them around on a leash?
You do. You walk them around without
Do
a
you?
leash.
They-
You hold them up under the mouth and lead them around.
Do they
Yeah.
follow you?
Yeah, they'll walk with her. They won't follow naturally, but you can get them once you got them by the head. You kind of got control and you can
They don't
direct
buck
them
you or
around.
fight
Oh,
you?
they will sometimes. Yeah, yeah,
I've never been to a sheep show.
yeah. And some of those things are 100+ pounds. So
Yeah, they
you'll
are.
see a little bitty kid out there with a sheep, 80, 100 pounds, and that you're like, man, if that sheep decides to go.
Well, I
she's
have to
going with it.
admit that one of my favorite things at rodeos is that mutton buster,
Yeah.
where the
yeah.
little kids try to ride a
Yeah.
sheep that tries to buck them out. That's fun.
Yeah.
You
It
don't want
is.
anybody to get hurt, but it is cute.
It is cute. It really is, always.
Now, Jeanette, my friend Jeanette, actually had three sheep. She had a mama sheep and two, what do you call little sheep? Kids?
Lambs?
Lambs. That's
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are goats. So anyway, she wanted, she had two lambs and they were big. They weren't baby lambs. They were teenage lambs. And it was weird because the big sheep was huge. There's some kind of British sheep and they're big, bony looking things. And the mama sheep, if anybody came out of the house, back of her house, the sheep are behind the house on a hill, and they'd be looking out at you, and the little ones would kind of run away. They were shy. But the mama just stand there and look at you, and if you came out, she'd go, like that.
Yeah.
If Jeanette, their mom, the one that was feeding them and taking care of them, came out, they literally went, Ma.
Oh, yeah.
That different that they called her Ma, and everybody else was,
They know she feeds them.
Yeah,
That's our
they
food
do.
source right there. She's our
She
favorite.
could go up, the little ones would come to her. I go up there, or anybody else go up there, they'd take off.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what kind of sheep do you eat?
You eat these sheep when you're done.
Really?
Yeah.
You can
You
have
sell
mutton?
them and eat them. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You eat those lambs, lamb chops.
Oh,
And
I love lamb. I know they're cute and all people that get this, but I like deer and I like beef and I like porcine. I like pork. Chicken. And there's nothing cuter than some chickens. Dumb, but cute. Well, they're not really dumb. They're just chickens.
Yeah, sheep are not real smart either.
Are they not?
No. No. Not at all.
So you only eat the dumb ones.
Yeah, we just take them to sale, and we're like, okay, we're kind of friends now, but you got to go because I can't just keep.
And then we're
feeding you
just
for
not looking
nothing.
back.
Yeah, we're not looking back. Yeah,
Give me. How much does a sheep go for?
not much.
Are they cheap?
Yeah, a couple of $100.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And they cost a lot more if you buy them to show. Of course, you breed and different things.
That's
and we're
true. I thought that.
just kind of getting to that level, but then you sell them $200, $250 max.
Well, that's not
for sheep.
expensive to get into, except feeding them and keeping them.
Yeah, feeding them and keeping them.
Are vet bills bad for sheep?
If they get sick, it is. If they get sick, they are. Other than that, it's nothing.
Wow. I may have to go into the sheep business. Dollar bills, sheep. Oh, we got to go. It's 9:02, 2 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you, Andy, for being with me this
thank
morning.
you.
Appreciate
Enjoyed
it
it.
so much. Dollar bill here, and Teresa will be back on Monday. Hope she had a good whatever she got off for today. So, girls' trip. Oh, I hope she doesn't talk about girls' trips. Guys don't want to hear that.
No, she will. She'll come in Monday and talk
Unless
about it.
the only thing I like, I always figured when I was in my 20s and 30s and girls that I knew would go off on with their girlfriends to go, I just knew that at night they all put on tiny little baby dolls or underwear and had pillow fights.
Yeah.
Underwear would get knocked off and bras would come off and they'd pillow fight, braless. And I found out that never happened.
It's not that way.
No.
Yeah.
That was all male fantasy.
That's just a guy's perception.
I think I like my perception better than reality. Anyway, we'll find out. 9:03, good morning, everybody. Y'all have a great day. Have a really safe and good weekend. We got some great football games coming up this weekend. We just want you safe, and we'll see you back here, Piper Peach Radio, on Monday morning with Morning Mayhem. Thanks again. We'll see you then.